We're facing rules and mandates that other countries have abandoned. For example, Norway has now reclassified COVID-19 as the flu. A state in India with 241 million people is now COVID-free after using low-cost early treatment protocols put forward by experts such as Peter McCullough, who has over 600 citations in the National Library of Medicine. Last year, we were told that masks didn't work. This year, we're told that they do, despite decades of scientific data to show the contrary. Last year, when I raised vaccine passports, I was a conspiracy theorist. But this year, they're upon our door. And in my view, they will step further into a social credit system. Last year, Jacinda said the vaccines would not be compulsory. Now they are mandatory. And I do understand the difference between the word compulsory and mandatory. All this, despite Nobel Prize winners such as Montiage, vaccine makers such as Van der Bush, other scientists such as Robert Malone, who invented the mRNA platform, and other independent scientists speaking out. COVID-19 is not as dangerous as you try to make us fear. It is often mild to severe. For my husband who has leukemia and an autoimmune disease, he could potentially die. But he has already been in ICU this year with a viral pneumonia and septic shock. That did not make the papers. No one rushed to get a vaccine for him. The CDC has said that 6% of the deaths are directly related to dying with COVID-19, not from COVID-19. And 2.9%, and everyone had 2.9 comorbidities. We know obesity is a major factor in the death rates, but none of you talk about health. It's just fear, 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 based on a PCR test that is dubious.
Kristen, can I just get you to stick to the clauses in the bill rather than any kind of medical or clinical information? I don't believe that, that's in scope. Can I just get you to come back to the bill?
Well, it's all based on the PCR test. Sorry, which anything over 35 cycles, even Fauci has said is minuscule. We do 40 in New Zealand under the OIA. You tell us that the vaccine is safe and effective. Well, we know it's not safe and effective. Here is your own document, which has been obtained. Uncertainties. The duration of the vaccine protection has not been established beyond 2 months. This is just in terms of effectiveness. No information about new variants. No information about immune compromised people such as my husband, which you're going to force this on. Pregnant women, Pacific and Asian populations. But yet I get millions of dollars spent on advertising telling me that I must take the vaccine because it prevents transmission. Roll forward to the 10th of September, Ministry of Health. It does not work. The Pfizer studies were not set up for transmission. We can all agree that it doesn't stop you getting COVID. The data is there. So now you try to say that it's going to stop hospitalisation, even though your own document states. At this stage, there is limited evidence of protection against severe disease. The data from Israel, which is a highly vaccinated country, and Singapore shows a difference. Here's one recent study.
Kristen, I'm asking you to stick to the bill. I'm not interested per se in your clinical.
Yeah, I know you're not interested.
You're not a trusted source to me. Can you please come back to the bill?
No, I'm not the trusted source because we're told the single source of truth is the government, and the government is ignoring. So what would you like me to ask? Maybe you can ask me some questions then.
Okay.
So you don't have to listen to anything.
Has anybody got any questions for Kristen? No. Okay, thank you. We've got your written submission and thank you for taking the time. And I know that you care about this deeply. And we have listened, but we do, I can only speak for myself and I agree to disagree with the clinical medical interpretation.
Well, you're going to disagree with the 2008 Nobel Prize winner and a vaccine immune pressure and how if we get to 95%, you are going to absolutely ruin this country.
Okay, thanks, Kirsten. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for cutting me off and not listening to